White House, what are you picking up over there, Jim?
A couple of things, Wolf. One is the White House has now issued a statement from Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders. It says White House Chief of Staff John Kelly and Steve Bannon have mutually agreed today would be Steve's last day. We are grateful for his service and wish him the best. Wolf, I'm told by a separate White House official just in the last several minutes that Steve Bannon was given was essentially supposed to be fired 2 weeks ago, but was given the option to resign. Now, obviously, you're getting into some semantics here as to what's, resigning, what's being forced out, what's being fired. Make no mistake, Steve Bannon was fired by the White House. He was fired. He was given the boot. When you were told that you have the option to resign, you are being fired. So just to, sort of break our way through the semantics game here, that is essentially what has taken place. And, this is essentially something that's been in the works for some time. As I said, a White House official told me that some of this was supposed to happen 2 weeks ago. And so this has obviously been on not just the president's mind, but on John Kelly's mind as soon as he came on board as White House Chief of Staff. From talking to our sources, Wolf, he just simply was not comfortable with Steve Bannon staying around, mainly because, and as we were saying earlier, this has really been a problem that people have had inside this White House with Steve Bannon for some time, that he just simply pursued his own agenda in addition to pushing for the president's agenda. And in the John Kelly power structure, that is just simply not going to work. And from what we're also hearing, there were also some problems inside the White House this last week over these interviews that Steve Bannon was giving to various outlets, where he was essentially trying to speak on behalf of the White House. And that is just not going to work in this John Kelly power structure that's been put in place over there. So just to recap, Wolf, from what we're hearing from White House sources, just to break through some of the White House bureaucratic semantics here, Steve Bannon was fired. Wolf.
And read that statement from Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Jim, one more time.
Right. The statement is pretty direct. It's pretty to the point here. It says White House Chief of Staff John Kelly and Steve Bannon have mutually agreed today would be Steve's last day. We are grateful for his service and wish him the best. So it sounds as if this really came to a head today, although I got to tell you, Wolf, there are some conflicting stories out there, not being reported by CNN but by others, that Steve Bannon resigned. All indications are to us, Wolf, is that he was forced out, he was forced to resign, he was essentially fired.
Yeah, very interesting. David Chalian, I've seen, and John King and I over the years, a lot of statements from